in 2007, when we came to the medical school from Tiger or JCVI, we really brought to the medical school a whole institute that was dedicated to genomics. And genomics is a big term. It means a lot of things. And at the end of the day, genomics is becoming, while it was a discipline, and some people may still consider it a discipline, at the end of the day, it's a tool. And we brought this tool to the campus. And this tool can be applied to so many fields of medicine or, as Eric worked on environmental sciences. And so by bringing the institute at the medical school, I think what we did, we brought the glue inside the medical school, and not just the medical school, the whole campus, the different schools. So you can have, we now have collaboration applying genomics with the nursing school, with the school, the dental school, the medical school. We even do things with the law school, learning about or studying regulation of genomic information and so on. So genomics and what we do here is really becoming a glue that people can be attracted to. And genomics is a tool that has a lot of power. You know, we've been describing human microbes in many different ways up to now, or up to about 10, 15 years ago. And all those ways were very broad, you know, biochemical type of analysis. And now we can go a step further and go into the gene and what the genes are doing, what the product of those genes are, and how they function, and what time do they function, and something that, you know, 20-something years ago was not possible. So now we can bring all those analytical tools together, and genomics is really the next frontier. And I don't think you can have a school, you know, a medical campus like here without having a genomic institute to take the next step into studying human health. A lot of the project, at least my group is involved here at UMB, involves really a multidisciplinary team. And we have projects that are, in my group, that are mainly related to women's health. So for example, we study the effect of diet, the microbiome on preterm birth. So that collaboration involved the School of Nursing, because nurses, diet is a modifiable a factor that you can change, and nurses can have a lot of influence on doing this. Doctor, maybe not as much. The microbiome is very interesting, so we want to learn how diet influences the microbiome. Obviously, you generate a lot of data when you enroll pregnant women and you follow them over time. They filled out daily questionnaire, daily diary activity throughout the pregnancy. That generates a huge data set. You start to need some more bioinformatic people, some epidemiologists to sift through all this data and extract relevant information. So now we have the nursing, we have the epidemiology, we have OBGYN, of course, needs to be involved because there's always medical information that we need to gather. And then we have the genomics, which bring all those three disciplines together. So we study the microbiome, we study the genome, the human, and we follow the change in the microbiome, in the genes that are expressed in the woman, and so on, as they go through pregnancy. So you can see how genomic is really bringing a huge amount of information that really brings all those disciplines together.
One of the most sort of exciting recent collaborations has been with Jacques, because my particular field of interest is in viruses. I'm a viral ecologist, and so it turns out that in most everywhere we've looked, viruses outnumber bacteria 10-fold to 6,000-fold, and so we're talking about just astronomical number of viruses in natural systems. Turns out there's also astronomical numbers of viruses associated with the human body. And so anywhere we find microorganisms, bacteria in particular, we will find viruses. And so viruses play an intimate role in the ecology of these organisms, how they grow, how they die, how they associate with one another. And so one of the projects that Jacques and I have started is to bring my expertise in dealing with samples and in analyzing communities of viruses, and bringing that in to a question about bacterial vaginosis, which is an enigmatic disease. There's not really a sort of quote unquote causative single organism that can cause this issue. And so we'll be looking at the possible role of what we call bacteriophages, which are viruses of bacteria. Is it possible that viruses are infecting the good bacteria in the vagina, causing bad bacteria to take over, which then subsequently cause bacterial vaginosis? And it's a completely open question. We know virtually nothing about the viruses of lactobacillus, which are critical to vaginal health. And so this is a completely new area for me. And this is one of the wonderful things about interdisciplinary collaboration, is that I can bring my expertise in viral ecology to a completely new research question that, without the expertise of Jacques and his group and the access to samples, this is a tremendously important thing. They have conducted incredibly careful clinical studies with large cohorts of women, and so we have access to those samples now, and we're just starting this. This literally started 2 months ago, and so we're very excited about just a completely new realm, and we're already starting to get some pretty interesting results, and so that. For me, is one of the most exciting new things. And one of the things that I've been able to do throughout my career, because this idea of viruses influencing microbial communities is a relatively new thing. We only discovered the extraordinary abundance of viruses on the planet about a quarter of a century ago, about 25 years ago. And so as we move into different fields and different areas of the planet or human beings, the plot only thickens. And so it's been very exciting to move into this area now.